My target audience will be those who are concerned about their future and the future of others. And the appeal I'll be using, especially for my introduction, will be pathos. So I've kind of decided to direct this towards this beginning, I guess, towards people more our age or those who are looking forward to having a family within the next 35 years. So imagine walking into the store with your future family in 35 years. You go to pick up a loaf of bread, but it's $50. Setting it back, you pick up a carton of milk and you look at the price and think, $60 for a gallon of milk? How am I going to afford to feed my kids? And it does seem dramatic, but it's the reality we'll have to face if global warming starts wiping out our food. The first source that I'll be using is by Suzanne Goldenberg, and she's been reporting for The Guardian for around 6 years now, and she reports on the environment. And so she explains how we're unprepared for climate change and that it's killing off our food sources. In Goldenberg, she quotes Tim Gore, the head of food policy and climate change for Oxfam, and he says that the main way that most people will experience climate change is through the impact on food. And it'll be the food that they eat, the price that they pay for it, and the availability and choice they have. And, when we think of global warming negatively affecting, the environment, the ecosystem, we don't usually think of the ocean. And we especially don't think of it directly impacting our food sources. And it's one of our main food sources, which is fish. And Michael Oppenheimer from Princeton reports that fish catches in the tropics will be down around 40 to 60%. And Goldenberg explains that on land, the rate of increase in crop yields is actually slowing. And the changes in temperature and rainfall patterns can actually lead to food price rises between 3 and 84% by 2050. And that's where I was able to come up with the numbers for my introduction as well. And overall, the lack of food will cause food riots, and of course, us without a way to feed ourselves. The second source I'll be talking about is by Alina Bradford, and she's a contributor to LiveScience.com, which is an online science magazine. She discusses how extreme weather is a side effect of global warming, and there will be some warmer summers, and I thought there would be warmer winters as well, but it'll actually create colder winters. And Alina Bradford explains how hurricane formations will change, and how current computer models show that hurricanes are actually likely to happen less, but the hurricanes that do form may become much more intense just due to warmer temperatures and the colder temperatures mixing, the extreme temperatures, that is. And therefore, that does a lot more damage and puts a lot more lives at risk and in danger. And hurricanes aren't the only thing that become more extreme. So she uses Climate Central's weather report and how scientists project that extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, blizzards, and rainstorms will just continue to occur with greater intensity due to global warming. The third source I'll be discussing is by the NRDC, which stands for the Natural Resources Defense Council, and they explain that infectious diseases are spreading due to global warming. And these carriers are mosquitoes and ticks. So they first point out that as rainfall patterns change, summers become longer, and these insects remain active for longer seasons and in wider areas. And the first disease that they discuss is the dengue fever, which is transmitted through mosquitoes. And those mosquitoes are capable of carrying this disease in 28 states, and this greatly increases our risk. The second disease that they discuss is Lyme disease, and this is actually carried by ticks. And for ticks to thrive, really warm temperatures are required, and as our earth warms, ticks are able to move into new regions much more easily. And the third disease that they discuss is West Nile virus, and this is not carried by any insect. So it was first entered into the U.S. in 1999, and the NRDC claims that by 2005, over 16,000 cases were reported. And this is extremely serious because it is spreading really fast because of the heat, humidity, and rainfall increase.